Alright, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try. If you can't see it, too bad. We're gonna try to unbox this thing on video. After I fried my... Well, I could even just show it to you. Since I gotta unplug it for the moment anyway. I lost my whole foot. Or I lost it a long time ago, whatever. This guy, that Xbox One S, man. Let me kind of back up here. Whoa. So this thing, I fried with a short circuit through the HDMI, so the GPU's gone on it. Too bad, because I got this only in July, so less than a year ago. And, I mean, it was a fine system. The fan was a little noisy, but it wasn't running hot. All digital 1 terabyte console. It was fine for what I was using it for. And I will keep this thing, just kind of to have, as a collector's item. And I feel like this thing will have a lot of nostalgia attached to it eventually, because I played some really good games on it. And the original controller, which has a little bit of drift now. I don't like this controller nearly as much as the new one though, so I just kind of have this again as a piece of history now for that. So, hate that this had to happen, but instead of buying another one of those, might as well just go ahead and get a new system, because this was originally what I wanted, obviously. If you saw my vid, I was looking for one of these and I gave up on finding one when I found that 1 terabyte refurbished system for like $264 or something like that. So, see here on the top, just Xbox, shows console controller, all digital. Front, this is not the bundle version, 512 gig SSD, 120 FPS, whatever that V thing is, reminds me of something else. No discs included. See, you got your emboldenment on the thing, and then Series S. There you go. So I was like, ah, fuck. But then there is a tab on the side of it, and it just says all the information in a couple languages, in the North American languages, basically. Velocity architecture, that's what that is. Disk-free gaming, high dynamic range, variable refresh rate. Gaming at up to 120 FPS, whatever. Xbox console, Series S, wireless controller, high-speed HDMI cable, wireless networking, 2020, and DTS-X standard on it, so that's cool. Although I probably don't think it works with the headphone jack on the TV. Otherwise, you'd be able to use it that way with adapters, but yeah, just seems like they've updated this since it came out, the graphic on the back of it. Velocity architecture, I don't know what that is. It is going to be smaller. It does actually tout backwards compatibility on the back of it, which is good, because that's what I want to play on it. It shows Halo Wars Definitive Edition on there. Kind of cool. See if there's any other games. MCC's on there. Gears Ultimate's on there. Otherwise, no games that I play are on here. Oh, there's that's something else. Anyway, let's get right into it. I don't know whether I'm going to keep the box or not. I'll try to, but I might run out of space. And then there's a little pull tab on it here. So, like that kind of frosted plastic, so it is going to rip, which is irritating. Yeah, see, it rips. Well, let me just cut it then if it's going to rip. So their seamless unboxing experience rips the packaging. So to hell with that, man. I'll just cut it. My handy box opener. Yep. To hell with that, man. To hell with it. Here we go. Okay, so cardboard is in use as Xbox logo in cardboard. Same old color box. Power Your Dreams, it says, which this should pull. Non-intuitive way of getting it out. It is tiny, man. Holy shit. So that Power Your Dreams thing just comes right off. That is really small. Really, really small. Wow. Compared to this thing, yeah, it's going to be tiny. There's a little getting started paper. Not really of any interest to me. And in here is a product and regulatory guide and limited warranty. How long will they service this thing for? It says disk use. To avoid jamming the disk drive and possibly damaging your discs or device when it doesn't even have a damn disk drive. It's probably the same thing for both consoles. One year. Okay. Braided, or not braided, but that kind of flat power cable. It's probably not longer than the other one though, so it's kind of useless. I don't think I'm going to use these accessories. And same with the HDMI cable. It's all. I think it is the exact same thing as the series, or the 1S cord. Damn confusing names. And a controller, which I don't need, but I'll keep as a backup. So. And Duracell batteries, just like last time. I don't have gold, but Duracell OEM, not for retail sale. Smelly batteries. I don't know, should we play something with it? It's a little early, isn't it? Very white. I'm going to compare this to my custom one I did. It might be because of the contrast between the black and white, makes it look a little brighter. But yeah, it definitely seems more like the old one. So there's the 3 controllers that I have. This is the one that I play with, that custom controller, which is really nice. But otherwise, this is the same thing. Has that weird sticky feeling when it's brand new. But otherwise, these buttons don't seem to be identical. There's usually a piece in here. It's like a placeholder. No, there isn't. Well, you could actually, for accuracy, you could swap this. Yeah, so you could have that kind of two-tone color. I kind of like that, to be honest. But for now, I will put the batteries in it. Sticks feel pretty tight. Nice D-pad. I like this controller a lot, I really do. I'd say this is the best controller they've made other than the 361. Better than either of the original Xbox controllers. at least to me. So I'll just put the cables back in the box since I'm not going to use them. Put back in there. There we go. There's your box. Now just the console. I go slow. Don't criticize it. Series S. Next gen console. This is the first time I've bought a current gaming console since my Xbox One, my original one, in 2014. October of 2014. It might be the last time ever, because there might not be many more consoles. So, put some crud on it. Otherwise, I mean, that thing was in next to new shape anyway, so. Now it has these markings on the back that don't seem to be on the old one as to what the ports are on it. Whoa. These don't stand. This one doesn't stand. This one stands up fine. It's got these markings for HDMI, 4 dots for your storage expansion, 3 dots for these USB 3 ports, 2 gig. I think that's what that is. It actually represents everything. Interesting. So, it's all white other than that vent on the top. Unlike the two-tone look of the 1S. Of course I get hair on it. Physical power button is nice and clicky. That's fairly clicky. USB port. The USB port on the front of mine is kind of fucked up. And yeah, it says hello from Seattle Xbox, just like the other one. It doesn't have the model number on the bottom of it anymore. Manufacture date December 27th, 2021. Cool. So I got a 2021 system. That is ideal. So they really aren't selling these as quick as the other one anymore. But that's it. Only one HDMI port instead of 2 now. The fan on the back is tiny. It's just no ventilation really. Decent vents on the side though, a little vent on the bottom, and the big one on the top. So, as for aesthetics, I kind of like the old one better, just because it looks more like a gaming console, but this thing is really tiny. It's really, really tiny. You don't really appreciate it until you see them like that. It's just, yeah, it's a big difference. And as a space-saving measure, and you don't need to buy that stupid stand for it, so you can just have it like that right from the start. And I might actually do that. I'm going to see how I can fit this into my setup here. But either way, it's going to be more compact, which is nice. I don't think it's a horrible looking console. I think it looks better than the Series X. But, nonetheless, see if it's quieter.